Hi everyone, this is the TheIDBand channel, and today I'm going to talk about the TV box, Android TV box I've had for a while, couple months. It's the T95Z Plus. Okay, two parts. I'm going to go through what the unit looks like, all it has to offer, the interface, and then the second part is I'm going to talk about another Android box, half price compared to this one, and what I've concluded with my new internet and router I've got to compare it to how my first review of the A box was. And there's some surprising results. So let's get with the T95Z Plus. Here it is, overhead view. Now, the keyboard did not come with it. It does come with a remote. That's one reason why I got it. So we go around here. Here's a USB port that's got my keyboard. Here's a network cord connection, optical, power, HDMI out. And then here is another USB, and this is hooked up to a hard drive, powered hard drive, external. And then it's got a micro SD card right there. So the interface will look like this. They pretty much all look the same between the A box and this one, but this one's a little fancier, a little bit more colorful. Settings, Google Play, apps. Of course, the one thing down here, the little box here, or the menu keys here. That's pretty much why I suggest you have a keyboard, is to get to this menu down here. Otherwise, all your apps are running all the time. So I recommend a keyboard. Pretty easy to maneuver around. I would just basically, if this is going to be a home entertainment center, I would have Firefox, VLC, a media player, and a file manager. Now, this can play MP4s, pretty much anything, except, and I'm going to get into this, I've got a video about it. This is a TV converter box over the air, but I get my shows, record my shows from this USB, and that will record or play on this. You might have to rename it MPG in order for it to work. But if you put it on that micro SD, that will work. But all the other formats, MKV, MOV, will play on here. Let's go ahead and go to, that's the GoFlex, that's this hard drive over here. Let's use the back button to get out, go to the micro SD card, MP4, play it, and this is 4K video. This is royalty free, really good quality. It matters what kind of quality your file was recorded at. So if it looks a little fuzzy or whatever, it's there's all kinds of different qualities. So let's get out of this. I'll hit the back button. Just basically go out of the whole thing. There's a home, takes you to this page. The back will just basically go out of whatever you were into until it meets the home page. There's a mouse feature, and then here's the little three buttons or menu, context menu kind of thing. Button right there where you can access options. So the mouse key, I'm going to hit the mouse, And then once I move, using the arrow back, forth, up, and down, you can see the arrow move. Pretty crude mouse, but it works. So I'm going to hit the mouse key again to get out of it. So then I can just, do the arrow keys and move to whatever I want to play, whatever. The new versions of Firefox are excellent. New VLC player lets you have a playlist, so you can actually, if you have a network storage device, you can play movie after movie, like a playlist. I've tried it and it does work now. Just a regular old movie player. Like I said, it's whether you have, like I said before, if you record digital, some of the highest quality shows over the air with the converter box, makes MTS or MPEG files. Put it on here. You can stream it using a smart TV if you've got a USB in the back to bypass the Android box. So you don't even need to turn this on if you get your shows through a converter box. I'll link a video I did for the converter box up in the top right hand corner. It's the View TV AT300. Records all the top shows, network shows, and 1080p quality. I just can't recommend it enough. You can also play those files on Android boxes. At least the octa-core one, I've had success. But everything, well, from the micro SD. But this for sure, if I were to take this hard drive out, this connection, and put just a regular old thumb drive in there with the MTS files or MPEG files, it would work perfectly. So a lot of things you can do with the Android box. Of course, you can bypass it. And if you have a smart TV, Vizio Smart TV, which has USBs, just put your shows on there. That's where you see the high quality. More through the TV, smart TV, and the raw MTS files or MPEG files. That's how I stream. Now I can go through the Android box, but it's just another extra step that I have to go through. And then when I'm moving around, I have to go to the file manager, I have to unhook this. So this I just put in the back of the TV. Like I said, I'll have that video up in the right top hand corner if I haven't already. So there's a lot of features. Just, if you know Android, you pretty much know what you're getting. It's the remote control that I like the best. You can control the volume. You can go to your next video by next or previous, home keys, or back button here. Oh, and these keys up here are to turn on your TV and change your volume. Although I haven't got them to work on my Vizio TV yet. I really haven't looked into it. I'm sure it's possible, but that's what that's for. So that's pretty much all of the quad core I'm going to go through, because I didn't go through really any of the apps in here, just because if you go to the Play Store, you pretty much know what you want, and I've already told you what you really need: Firefox, VLC, a media player, and file manager. So there's really not much else to explain, except I did do another video, and I'm gonna for the A box, and this one I did more of an extensive video on, and it kind of went through more of the features, like how to go and find more or hidden settings in this Android environment. So I recommend this. Pretty much has the same type of way to get around the whole look and feel. This is pretty much the same. So I recommend you watch this video if you're curious about any more of the Android more intricate about apps, about antennas, all kinds of different things. So my next thing, I'm going to talk about the internet and my router. So when I first got this box right here, the A box, I had a 3 bits per second download, and my router was a Quest modem, and it wouldn't reach. This was about 35 feet from the router, so I was getting like 25%. Sometimes it'd go in and out. The signal, Wi-Fi signal, would go in and out. Also, the DSL I was using, it would often knock my internet completely off. So this was a bad kind of an interview or review I did, because I would blame the Android box for those problems. And I think it had to do more with my internet and router. But this was like $45. This is a quad core. This is an octa core. This was over $80. So when I compare them, they're pretty close to about the same, except the wireless signal that this receives is much better than this one, even with my new setup and my old setup, because I had my old setup and this seemed to connect like 75%, even with my old setup. So if you've got distance problems, if your home TV is more than 35 feet away, I would recommend the T95Z Of course, you can get like cheap extenders, like Netgear has a Wi-Fi extender for like $25 that it will extend the range. So you could get this one for $45 and then add a $20, so that's still going to be cheaper than getting the octa-core. So that's just an option. But with my new setup, I've got 60 megapixels per second, much faster. I got a new Netgear router, and I have no problems at all streaming anything on here. One of the things I like to do is go on to my browser, and what I'll do is, got my bookmarks here, I'll go to one of my favorite sites to go to, and I will just pick something, and no matter what it is, it will pretty much play anything off the web that you can link to that's good quality. So of course you'll need a ad blocker and pop-up blocker for this new Firefox. Otherwise, these sites are going to just be crammed full of advertisements, unwanted, sometimes very explicit photographs. So I highly recommend that. Those ad blocker and pop-up blocker as for add-ons for Firefox. So I'm not going to go through, because already through the Android box, I already kind of went through how to stream TV shows live. But since my internet is so much more faster, you're going to have to make a decision on if your internet's fast enough to go ahead and get a cheaper A box, or if you want the octa-core. So that was the main thrust of this video. I wanted to show you kind of the quality, the look of the device. Let me get out of here to the home page. You can, of course, stream from a external hard drive, powered. If it's not self-powered, I don't think it will quite work as well as you want it to. played a little bit from micro SD. I talked about MPEG files. I think that is just about all that I can kind of recall that I wanted to talk about. Of course, watch my video on the View AT300 for all your over-the-air, the best quality you can ever get. PVR function. I'll put a link up to the top right for the View TV. Of course, the Android box. I really like this thing. Still use it. It's at a different house. It uses a Wi-Fi extender, but this still works flawlessly. And I'll link to that. And of course, this is my first video for the octa-core. I can't recommend this enough. I mean, the Android box is going to be pretty good, except the earlier Android sticks. Those had a lot of problems with distance. So, in short, if you're getting rid of your PC, which I'm doing, I'm on my way to getting rid of my PC entertainment system. I've just got a PC hooked up to my TV. So instead of having the operating system have to back up the operating system, just the general maintenance of a PC is very difficult now. What I'm going to is going to try to replace that with just my Android box here. It has a backup feature and restore, although when you use it, sometimes when you turn this off, turn the power off, and I'll get to that in a second, more about the power, the backup or restore will come back up, and it'll be kind of annoying, but if you just hit the back button, I think it'll get out to the home page, or just hit the home page. So it's not that annoying, it's just kind of nice to have a backup. So I recently had to redo the operating system, and it wasn't too difficult to get back the Firefox new version of VLC Player, which was a better version. They're always updating these new apps, so you'll probably just have to uninstall and reinstall for new features anyway. So I hope that I've kind of touched on a lot of different things. If you guys have any more questions that I didn't touch on, watch that A-Box, because that has a lot more to it. If you have any questions, just leave some down at the bottom. I'll try to answer them the best I can. I think I touched about on everything, different file types, MP4, MKZ, MOV, AVI, although the AVIs were kind of shaky. But MP4, that's more the standard. That's your more high quality anyway. Hardly anyone uses AVIs anymore, except for standard definition. So with this machine, you're looking at MP4s, MPEGs, MKVs, that kind of thing, and streaming over the web, like your Project Free or your Watch series online. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think I'll have a little bit of the specs rolling down on the crawl. If you have any other questions, just keep on the TheIDBand channel. I don't think I might do another video after a while of this again, because I've had this for like 3 months. I might do another one in a year, see how this is held up for a while. But this is my top recommendation, although for $45, this ain't bad either if you can get the extender and stream it, or just have better internet and a really good router. So I guess I really didn't go into maybe I did. The front panel here has a little thing that says Wi-Fi. You can't really read it, but it says Wi-Fi, the time, and it has a USB and a little USB icon or whatever. And you can't tell that this is, I think this is, you can tell it maybe it's green, but you can go in there and change the color to either blue or green. So when the power's on, then that's the color, whatever color you want. So you can change that color. When you turn it off, all you need to do is hit the power button and it should turn off. Now what that does is it turns all the lights off and stuff, but I think it's more in a standby mode. So all the programs that I ran are still in memory. So let me go ahead and test this. Okay, I've shut it off. Okay, there's nothing coming through. It said no signal. So now I'm going to start her up. Now I need to go to my keyboard, kind of wake it up. Going to go to all the programs running. Okay, see, all these programs are still running even though I turned the power off. So that's one thing to kind of recognize, is that even though you turn the power off, it just kind of puts it in a standby or sleep mode. So what I recommend is you go in, once you turn this on, just go ahead and clear everything out. Because if you're busy and you just want to turn it off and go to sleep, whatever, don't worry about it. You can just next day turn it on, clear all that stuff out, maybe clean the memory, and you're off, ready to stream some more content the next day. So I think there's a LED button. Yeah, LED. So that turned the light off. So now you don't see this light anymore. So now I'm going to hit the LED. Now it's blue. So I can go and change. I'm going to hit it again. That's a darker blue, green, lighter blue, and off. So that's kind of nice. I think I went through, you can go through movies. This will pick the next movie in line or go backwards. Volume. Of course, the TV power on, I haven't really worked with. So that's just a general video. I hope this has kind of helped with some of your questions. I think the most important part of this video was telling you about the wireless, how far you need to be away from your router, and the kind of internet that you need. I've got a real fast one now, 60 bits per second. I had a 3 bits per second, but the highest I got on that was like 300K a second. So the phone lines were pretty piss poor, and I was able to stream fine with the A box and of course the T95Z but it's every once in a while it would glitch on me on the Android or the A box, but it hardly would glitch on the quad or the octa-core here. But it's all depends on your internet. That's what cleared up all my issues. So I could still use this A box if I wanted to. $45, and I had to spend a little extra for this because I thought the A box was the problem, but it was my internet and my router. So I hope that gives you a little something to think about. I think I should end it here. Keep it on the TheIDBand channel for more videos. Questions, give them to me, and I'll try to get back with you. So stick with the TheIDBand for more videos.